Welcome back to Old Charles, your trusted YouTube channel for rare coins, collectibles, and their fascinating values. Today, we're diving deep into the story of a classic American coin, the 1977 United States quarter dollar. The 1977 quarter is part of the famous Washington Quarter series, first introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th birthday of George Washington, the first president of the United States. This quarter was minted during a time of economic change in America. In 1977, the U.S. Mint was producing billions of coins for circulation, and this year was no exception. But even though it's not considered a rare year, there are still a few surprises when it comes to value and condition, especially if you're lucky enough to find one in mint state or with errors. The 1977 Washington Quarter features a left-facing bust of George Washington on the obverse. This design was created by sculptor John Flanagan and has been a staple of American coinage for decades. George Washington's portrait the word "Liberty" above the phrase "In God We Trust" on the left, the year 1977. Below his bust, the reverse shows the iconic bald eagle with outstretched wings, perched on a bundle of arrows and surrounded by olive branches, symbolizing strength and peace. The 1977 Washington Quarter was minted in 3 different locations: Philadelphia, no mint mark; 468 million plus Denver, D mint mark; 256 million plus San Francisco, S mint mark. Only for proofs, 3 million plus the mint mark can be found on the obverse side, just behind Washington's ponytail. The San Francisco proof coins were not meant for circulation but were sold to collectors. Unlike pre-1965 quarters, which were made of 90% silver, the 1977 quarter is composed of copper-nickel clad, with a pure copper core and an outer layer of 75% copper and 25% nickel. Weight ** 5.67 grams diameter ** 24.3 millimeters edge **. Readed these materials were chosen for durability, which is why many 1977 quarters are still in circulation today. Now, let's talk about the part everyone's been waiting for: value in circulated condition. A 1977 quarter is generally worth face value, 25 cents. But if you find one in uncirculated or mint state condition, the value can go up significantly: MS 60 to MS 63, mint state ** $1 to $5 MS 64 to MS 65 ** $6 to $15 MS 66 and above ** $30 to even $100 plus, depending on demand and grading. If you have a proof coin with the S mint mark, these usually sell for $2 to $6, and sometimes more if in perfect condition. Some error coins from 1977 are especially valuable and can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on the rarity. Keep an eye out for off-center strikes, double die obverse, DDO, clipped planchet errors struck on the wrong planchet ***, like a dime or foreign coin. If you think you found a rare error, it's worth getting the coin authenticated and graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. Here are a few tips if you're collecting or selling a 1977 quarter. 1. Never clean your coins. This reduces their value. Point 2. Store in a cool, dry place in protective sleeves or holders. Point 3. Use a magnifying glass to inspect for errors and fine details. Point 4. Check rolls of quarters from the bank. You never know what treasure you'll find. The 1977 quarter might not be the rarest coin in the world, but it's a great piece of American history. And who knows, you might just have a high-grade gem or rare error sitting in your change jar right now. The 1977 United States quarter is part of a long-running series known as the Washington Quarter, which began back in 1932. This series was originally launched to commemorate the 200th birthday of George Washington, the founding father and first president of the United States. John Flanagan, an American sculptor, designed the original artwork used on the Washington Quarter. His portrait of Washington, facing left, with a solemn and dignified expression, remains one of the most iconic images in American coinage history. Now let's jump to 1977. This was a time when America had just come out of the Vietnam War era, inflation was rising, and the U.S. economy was adjusting to a post-gold standard monetary system. The U.S. Mint was producing large quantities of coins to meet the demands of the economy. That year, millions of Washington quarters were struck at the Philadelphia and Denver mints for everyday use, while the San Francisco Mint produced special proof versions for collectors. It's also important to note that by this time, the composition of quarters had already changed. In 1965, due to rising silver prices, the U.S. Mint stopped using silver in circulating quarters. So, the 1977 quarter, like all quarters made after 1965, was made with a copper-nickel clad composition. These coins were more cost-effective to produce and more durable for daily use. Even though the 1977 quarter wasn't a special release or part of a commemorative issue, it's still a popular piece among coin collectors, especially when found in uncirculated or mint condition, or when it features mint errors, which we'll cover later in the video. So while it may seem like an ordinary coin, the 1977 Washington quarter carries with it decades of history, from America's founding principles to modern economic changes. When it comes to the value of any coin, condition is everything, and the 1977 Washington quarter is no exception. So, what exactly do we mean by condition? In the world of coin collecting, we use the coin grading scale, which ranges from poor, P1, all the way up to mint state, MS70. This scale helps collectors and dealers determine how well a coin has been preserved over time. Let's break down the common conditions you might find for a 1977 quarter. These are coins that have been used in daily transactions. They show clear signs of wear, especially on Washington's hair, cheeks, and the eagle's feathers on the reverse. These coins usually have little to no collector value and are typically worth just 25 cents, their face value. These quarters show light wear, but most of the design details are still visible and fairly sharp. You can see more definition in the hairlines and eagle feathers. Coins in this grade might sell for slightly more than face value, around $0.50 to $1 if you're lucky. Coins in this condition look almost brand new but have very light wear on the highest points. These quarters can be worth $1 to $3, depending on eye appeal and luster. Now we're talking. These coins were never used in circulation and retain their full original luster. A 1977 quarter in MS63 condition might be worth around $5 to $10, while an MS66 or MS67 coin could fetch $30 to $100 or more, especially if it's graded by PCGS or NGC. Proof quarters have a mirror-like finish and are struck using special dies for collectors. They were not meant for general use and often come in brilliant condition. A 1977 S-proof quarter in perfect condition can sell for $2 to $6, or more if it's graded PR69 or PR70. If you're trying to figure out the condition of your 1977 quarter, use a magnifying glass and compare it with online grading guides or certified examples. And remember, never clean your coin. Even if it looks dirty, cleaning can cause tiny scratches that lower its grade and value. Whether your 1977 quarter has seen a million pockets or has stayed shiny and untouched, its condition plays a key role in how much it's worth today. So check your coin carefully. You might be holding something more valuable than you think. Today, we're diving deep into a very interesting and surprisingly valuable coin, the 1983 United States Washington quarter dollar. Don't underestimate this common-looking coin. It might just be worth way more than face value. Let's take a step back and talk about the origin and background of this coin. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to celebrate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. The design, created by John Flanagan, features a left-facing portrait of George Washington on the obverse. Now fast forward to 1983, an interesting year in U.S. coinage history. Why? Because 1982 and 1983 were years when the U.S. Mint did not produce uncirculated mint sets. That means collectors had to pull coins straight from circulation. No fresh, untouched coins from the mint that year, so coins from 1983, especially in high-grade condition, are rare and sought after, simply because they're hard to find in pristine shape. Here's a quick overview of the design portrait of George Washington. Word, Liberty, at the top, date, 1983, at the bottom, motto, In God We Trust, on the left, mint mark, either P for Philadelphia or D for Denver. Appears near the ponytail bald eagle with wings spread holding a bundle of arrows surrounded by two olive branches. Words, United States of America, and quarter dollar. This classic design remained until the 1999 release of the 50-state quarters program. You might be wondering, what's so special about a quarter from 1983? Well, here are the key reasons. No mint sets. As mentioned earlier, 1983 was one of the years when the U.S. Mint did not produce uncirculated coin sets. So, finding a 1983 quarter in gem condition, mint state 65 and above, is a big deal. Some 1983 quarters, especially from the Philadelphia Mint, have known errors like clipped planchets, off-center strikes, double dies. One famous error is the spitting eagle variety, where a die crack from the eagle's beak to the rim appears like it's spitting. These coins are very collectible. Most 1983 quarters are well worn, because they've been in circulation for over 40 years. That makes uncirculated or MS quality coins extremely desirable to collectors. Now, let's get to the part you've been waiting for, the value. 1983 P or 1983 D, usually worth 25 cents to $1, depending on where. Asterisk A 1983 P quarter in MS65 condition can fetch around $20 to $60. The 1983 D quarter in MS65 condition can sell for $15 to $45. These are rare and highly graded examples. A 1983 P quarter graded MS67 by PCGS or NGC has sold for up to $700 or more at auction. A 1983 D in MS67 condition can go for $300 to $500 depending on demand. The famous Spitting Eagle variety can fetch between $100 to $300, depending on grade and eye appeal. Off-center or clipped planchet errors range from $50 to $250. Tip: always check for mint marks and errors using a magnifying glass. You never know what treasure you might be holding. Before you rush to sell or clean your coin, stop instead, use proper tools like gloves, soft holders, and consult a professional grader like PCGS or NGC if you believe your coin is rare. And remember, a small difference in grade can mean a huge difference in value, so next time you're digging through your pocket change or old coin jar, take a closer look. You might just spot a 1983 quarter that's worth hundreds of dollars. The 1983 Washington quarter is part of a long-standing series in U.S. coinage history. First introduced in 1932, the Washington quarter was created to honor the 200th birthday of George Washington, the first president of the United States. The original design by John Flanagan featured a bold left-facing profile of Washington on the obverse, which remained largely unchanged for decades. In 1983, the Washington quarter was still in full circulation, but the U.S. Mint was facing budget constraints and rising costs. As a result, the Mint made a decision that would unknowingly make the 1983 quarters more collectible in the future. They did not produce official uncirculated mint sets in either 1982 or 1983. This meant that collectors could not buy fresh, high-quality coins directly from the Mint. Instead, the only way to get a 1983 quarter was to pull it out of everyday circulation. At that time, most people didn't realize the significance of this. Quarters went from pockets to cash registers to coin jars without much thought. But as the years went on, coin collectors started to realize that high-grade 1983 quarters were unusually hard to find, especially ones that hadn't been scratched or worn down through regular use. The 1983 quarter was minted in two locations: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, with D mint mark, together. Millions were produced, about 673 million at Philadelphia, around 617 million at Denver. So, while the 1983 quarter is not rare in number, it is scarce in top condition. And that makes a huge difference in its value today. Also, over time, some special era varieties from 1983 like the Spitting Eagle reverse die crack gained popularity and drove up collector interest. And short, what started as an ordinary pocket coin in 1983 has now become a surprising treasure for collectors in the numismatic world, especially in mint state grades and era varieties. When it comes to coin collecting, condition is everything, and that's especially true for the 1983 Washington quarter. As we mentioned earlier, the U.S. Mint did not produce uncirculated mint sets in 1982 and 198, which means collectors couldn't get pristine versions of this coin directly from the Mint. Because of this, most 1983 quarters in existence were heavily circulated, making high-grade examples extremely hard to find. Let's break down what different conditions mean for a 1983 quarter. These are coins that were used in daily transactions. You'll see noticeable wear, faded hair details, worn lettering, and flat surfaces. These coins are typically worth just face value *** about 25 cents to $1 unless they have an error. These coins have minimal wear, usually on the highest points of Washington's hair or the eagle's feathers. Value can rise to $2, $5, especially for collectors looking to fill a date in their album. These are coins with no signs of circulation but may have bag marks, scratches, or weak strikes. Common MS examples may be worth $10 to $30, especially from the Philadelphia Mint. These coins are in excellent condition: sharp strike, strong luster, and minimal marks. MS65 coins can sell for $40 to $60 ***. MS66 or MS67 can go for $100 to $700 or more depending on the grade and mint mark. In 2015, a 1983 P quarter graded MS67 by PCGS sold at auction for over $1,500 because it was in nearly perfect condition. Cleaning a coin may make it look shiny, but it kills the collector value. Collectors want coins in original, untouched surfaces, even if they have light toning or natural aging. Use a magnifying glass to inspect the high points of the coin. Look for sharp details *** in Washington's hair and the eagle's feathers. Avoid coins with scratches, discoloration, or corrosio. Those reduce the value. If you find a high-grade 1983 quarter, protect it immediately. Use a coin flip, capsule, or holder and keep it away from humidity and rough surfaces. In summary, a 1983 quarter's true value depends heavily on its condition. The better the condition, the rarer and the more valuable it becomes. Even though millions were minted, very few have survived in top shape, making high-grade coins a true